Hello, everyone. It's Marlene of the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. I thought I'd just do a pop up and share something that I was just thinking about. I was in Shay Loves Live just now, and her topic inspired me to do this conversation. So, if you're new here, subscribe to this channel, turn on your notifications, and join in on this commentary. Welcome to the Blah 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 podcast. Yes, everybody, welcome to the show. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Before I start this topic, let me see who is in the comment section. We got Miss Tamika Davis. Good morning, Miss Tamika. How are you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Happy new week to you and to everybody else. I think I'm going to start doing this, about 30 minutes a day, going in on a topic. That way I can get some things off my mind and also work on some of my watch time. So today I want to talk to you guys about this topic of, let's see, let me put it up there. Yeah. So put out what you want to receive. We know in this world, in this society, that people put out all kinds of things. They put things out there in the atmosphere that's negative, evil, mean spirited, because, inherently, some people are just evil. Some people are just selfish, and it's about them and ultimately what they want and what they desire and what they like, but they don't think about the consequences of their actions. And here it goes even deeper into that, not just how it affects them, but also the decisions that you make. It affects your children, it affects your relatives, and other people who are close to you. So, we do definitely have to be careful what we put out there in the atmosphere, the things that we speak about ourselves. The things that you speak about others, be careful because there's consequences that come with that. There's spirits that come with that. There's a lot of things that come with the way you show up in this world. There's consequences to all of it. And we definitely have to be careful what we put out there in the atmosphere. Because what a lot of people don't understand is that, what you do, it comes back. It's just like that boomerang. You throw that boomerang out there, you reveal this is who you are. And there are people out there and they'll think, oh, I don't care how another person is affected. I don't care what other people like because of their selfish nature, because they don't have discipline, because some people ultimately have some mental illness, some mental health stuff, or they're just evil, or it could be that a person is just selfish, or they haven't come into their own awareness. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they deserve. They don't know what they're about. But let me tell you something. Those who try to go out there and do underhanded things, sneaky things, for their friends, for clout, for whatever, for some money, for whatever, some recognition. At the end of the day, who cares about the people who don't know you? I always say, what does it matter? Especially, I see that on social media. People are so interested in what people who don't even know you in real time. They know nothing about you. They don't know anything about your struggles. They don't know anything about your bills, your past, none of that. But people want to come and tell you how you should live your life. One thing that I will never understand is how people can be so judgmental about another person, and you're not paying any bills in their house. You're not doing anything to support them. You don't care about them. Actually, if I'm going to be 100% real, they don't care about anybody but themselves. Their motive is only for themselves. They're only out for what they want and what they need. And we have to understand that everybody is not on the same levels, functioning mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. So you can't tell another person how to feel. That's one thing that always burns me up so much, when somebody else tells another person how they feel. You don't know what another person is dealing with and going through. You put things out there, passing judgments, telling other people how to be good to their kids, or how to be good to their spouse, or how to do this or how to do that. But are you supporting them? I always say it takes the same amount of energy to put out something positive. If you can't put something positive out there in the atmosphere, don't say anything. People need to learn to shut up. Just shut your mouth. If you don't have something to upbuild somebody, to be supportive, kind, or something like that, leave the room. Click off social media. You don't know the harm that you can give to other people emotionally. You can really mess up somebody by saying certain comments. And I get it that some people will put out these big and bad comments and do all of this stuff, and they're just all talk. And there's nothing to back up. They're not about anything, but still, you don't put things out there. Like, I've seen some of the worst things, and I definitely am going to be doing a topic about this soon. But you know, what goes around comes around. What you do to somebody, it matters. How you treat somebody, it matters. And it may not happen to you right here and right now. I've seen people do things and get away with so much for so long. Treat their siblings, treat their parents, treat the workplace, treat everybody disrespectfully. But in a few years, something happens to them. And then they are the person that is in need of support and need and concern, and nobody will come around and nobody is kind. See, when you do things and you put things out there to try to harm people, to try to get people down, discourage them, and laugh at people and think it's funny to hurt people's feelings and to be mean spirited and evil, or dox people, and they think it's funny. Some people think it's very funny to bring that sort of harm because they say this is social media. It's all in fun. And there are some people that, they're not mentally stable enough to separate social media from real life. Because for some, social media is their life. There is no separation for them. But all I have to say is, what you do in the dark will always come to the light. What you do in the dark will always come to the light. You can't hide things and think I'm doing all of these things, I'm backstabbing all of these people. Or don't even get me started on the people who are hypocritical, the people who will do a whole pretending act, especially on social media, but I mean in the real world, in real life. People will put on a whole persona, a whole character, and act like they're this way. And in real time, in real life, they're nothing like that. Sometimes the whole everything that they've said is none of it is factual. All of it is a lie. It's nothing but a lie. Hey, Sirius, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Monday to you. It's nothing but a lie. Nothing. It's nothing but a lie. But we have to be the ones to, just let people do what they do. I think that's one of the things that I learned about this life, is to just, be yourself, be real, be true, be honest with yourself, love yourself, be good to other people. when we have an opportunity to get even with people and we don't, it shows our personal growth. We can't do anything about people who are immature or disrespectful or lie on us or cheat us or steal or do whatever it is that they do. You can't control what other people do. You can't control the maturity of other people. There are some people who are just immature. You can't make people grow up. You can't make people do the right thing. You can't make people um, do right to others. You can't make people be kind and loving and respectful. That's something that has to be inside of you. That has to be a personal choice. You have to be on that level of maturity. You have to be on that level of personal growth to say, I would never want to be disrespectful like vibration. And that's where that there's a lot of times where somebody does something to me and it really ticks me off. It pisses me off to the hilt, to the highest degree. And I could do something, there's many times where I could get people fired. I could, do something harmful. I could do something evil. I could start some mess. I could get messy. That's the thing about life. People think sometimes when you don't give a response or when you're a kind person, when you're a very respectful person, a kind natured person, people think that they can walk all over you or that you don't see things or that you don't understand or you're gullible, you're stupid. But some of the wisest people that I have ever known have been the ones that really don't say much. They kind of keep whatever they're dealing with and they're going through to themselves. They really don't tell other people what they're dealing with. They don't really tell other people what they're going through. They kind of keep that inside. And that I feel like that's the best thing. It's the best thing to keep your business to yourself. And whoever needs to hear it, you know, don't tell other people what's going on. People tell everything that goes on in their household. They, everything that their kids are doing when kids make silly mistakes. That's growing pains. Would you want your growing pains broadcasted to the world? Do you want, when you make a mistake in your romantic relationship, do you want that broadcast to everybody? And the same thing applies to other people in our life, the people that we care about, the people you love. Learn to keep silent. Learn to ask some questions. Work on your relationships and also be mature enough to say, was it something I did too? Was I kind? Was I respectful? Or did I jump to conclusions? Did I make an assumption? Because we don't always go into things with the right motives, with the right intentions. Maybe we're having a bad day or whatever, or we listened to somebody else, or we started to, lack appreciation for other people. Yes, yes, yes. But we learn to we have to learn to get past all of that. We really do. We have to get past wanting, the cloud and wanting other people to admire. The most important thing is how is it in your family? How is it amongst your relatives and the people you care about? That's what's important. It's not, how many clicks, how many views. It's not about any of that. It's about in real time who supports you, who loves you, who understands you, who's there for you. That's what's important in this life. And we have to be careful, to those of us who are content creators, social media influencers, or you play a role in leadership. You have people who are looking at you. And I have to say, especially those of us in urban communities, you are representing a demographic. And what my mom always used to say when we were growing up, you are whatever you do in your life, you are a reflection of your ancestors. Make them proud. So it's not that you're just living for you. You're living for your children. You're living for your whoever, and your parents, other people. We don't realize a lot of times all the sacrifices that were made for us. We really don't get it. You know how people, there's people who died for you to have the life that you have now. N- Learn to put good things out. Show that you appreciate the life that you have. You appreciate the freedom. You appreciate your intelligence. You appreciate your knowledge, and you have wisdom. You got to appreciate where you have come from. And I can say I know 100% I have come a long way. Just like that saying, you've come a long way, baby. Yes, I know I've come a long way, and I know many of us, there's a lot of growing pains. Maybe the way you were when you were a child was not always the best. And I can say that when I was younger, I could say my preteens to my early 20s, I was selfish, miserable, jealous. I was a backbiter. I was all of those things because I didn't know me. I was so involved in trying to make other people happy, trying to be a part of the crowd instead of getting to find out, who am I? What do I want? What's good for me instead of what is good for other people? A lot of people need to learn to get to know them, learn to get to know their own people instead of being so careful and concerned about what other people think about them who don't even know them. These people out here on this social media don't know you in real time. Why does what other people think on this app or other social media apps matter so much to them? They care more about people they don't even know than to put in some time into loving on their children, loving on their spouses or significant other, spending time with their friends, being a good friend, being a good person, caring about your health, caring about your body, taking care of you, getting your checkups, taking care of you, doing you and enjoying your life. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand is people don't have things together in real time. They don't have things together in real time, but they're putting this whole persona of their life being perfect on this app or other social media apps. See, I'm a person who is 100% real. Marlene don't have it all together. Marlene is still in need of, getting myself together, working on my relationships in all aspects, learning to be a better individual, a better human being, a better child of God. I'm working on all of it. And I'm woman enough to say that. I'm still growing. I'm still growing. I'm still maturing. I'm still learning how to do better and be better. But one thing I'm not going to do is come on this app and pretend to be somebody I'm not. I would be spitting in the face of my ancestors. I would be going against everything that I believe in. One thing I'm going to say to all of you, chat family, be true and authentic to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you don't have anybody but yourself, you know? You don't have nobody but yourself. So make sure when you show up every day, you wake up, you're proud of the person that you are, that you can live with yourself. And you know that you're doing your personal best, that you don't have to put on, you don't have to try to be like nobody, you don't have to keep up appearances, you don't have to keep up no lies. Be you, be yourself. Put out in this world who you truly and really are. There are so many people that they don't even know who they are. They don't know what they're about. And that's why they're so miserable, angry, conniving, all of it. You could go through a whole list of vocabulary and thesaurus words about how some people are on this app or in real time. But you have to know you. That's the thing that is important. At the end of the day, you have to know you. You have to know where you are in your space of your life. Are you happy? Are you okay? Is your family good? How are your relationships? I had to pull back a little bit on social media because I was pouring so much time and effort and energy, and then I found that my own people were suffering. They needed me. Balance is so necessary, and it's very easy to get off balance because of life, paying bills, taking care of household responsibilities, and even to thinking about ourselves, learning to balance taking care of ourselves and having a healthy amount of love for ourselves, and showing that by our actions. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that for me because I actually like myself. And there are so many people I've seen who are so miserable. They are so miserable. They are so unhappy. And it shows. You even see their face. They're so angry all the time, screaming and talking about other people. Those are the people, what do they call them? I can't think of the word right now, but the people who are always, they enjoy the sufferings of other people. They relish in it. They just have a big smile on their face when other people are hurt or are sad or angry or things don't work out for them. And I will never understand that, because you don't even have to say that. Let me just say this. All we have to do is have that thought. If our thoughts show up, trust me, God sees that. The Spirit already knows it. When we want to see other people's demise, when we want to see other people in pain and hurt, all I have to do is do a warning. Be careful, because the Spirit does not like ugly. God does not like ugly. You put out there that stuff, what they call bad juju. Put that out there. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I'm staying far away from that. I want no parts of it. I only want to see people elevate. I want to see people get stronger. I want to see people love themselves, commit to their relationship, be loyal, all of those things, grow, be better wives, husbands, children, brothers and sisters, friends, stronger communities. That's what I'm about. That's what I want to see. I don't care nothing about negativity. Negativity is not inside of me. Any part of negativity, and Marlene is not there. I want no part of negativity. None. None. Yeah. Why can't people get that serious? I don't know. I don't understand. Good morning, Lisa. How are you doing? Yes, hello to everybody in the chat. I really don't understand. I don't understand how others can be so happy with seeing other people unhappy. To see other people unhappy makes you happy. That doesn't make any sense to me. I really don't. I really don't understand that. Or seeing people actually do things to hurt people on social media, like report their channel, make up stuff about them, try to get people to get strikes. People will come on this app and make a fool of themselves, screaming and yelling about another person. And I'm like, for real? Is it really worth that? Is it really worth it? I always say, when people talk about other people, like calling out people's names and stuff, for me, that's a reflection of what you think about yourself. I have so many more things that I want to do in this life than to talk about other people. I got so many things that I need to do to work on me. I got, plans. I have goals. I have friends I need to call. I have laundry to do, and groceries and food to make, and things to do in real time, and have some fun and get out and enjoy myself and make plans and stuff. I don't know. I think some people need to learn to get a life, for real. Get a real life, and not just a social media life. The social media is, I feel, is a wonderful thing. But I always say that it's how you use your platform. And there are many people who are on this app or other social media apps that don't deserve to have um, um, that don't deserve to have an app. They really don't. They don't deserve to have it. I think there should be like a something you fill out that you're not under medical care, you're not taking any meds for mental health. There should be certain things that we actually need, right, to prove that we're stable enough to handle it, because social media really is a hard thing to handle. You guys wouldn't believe the things that I've seen in my my inbox, in the DMs, um, emails, and in the back office, the comments that are held for review, the people who are so mean and evil and judgmental and condescending and all of those things. You have to have a really strong backbone. You really do. You got to have a strong backbone. You got to know who you are, and you can't let other people get inside your head and mess you up. You can't. You got to have a strong backbone, and you got to know your own personal worth. Sierra says they don't know how to be real. They allow social media to dictate how they're living their life. They've manufactured this existent, oh, I can't, I'm tongue tied, backstory of their life. That's true. They get on here without a purpose. They see what others are doing, clout chasing, trying to gain notoriety. Yes, serious. And that's one of the things that I always said, that when I first started my first channel, back then it was Living Your Best Life. Now it's Marlene Motivates. When I first started that channel, I said I was going to make that channel for inspiration. I wanted to inspire other people by some of the things that I had went through, and then it changed as I got different channels. I do different things on different channels, and you always have to remind yourself from time to time, why am I doing this? What do I want? What am I getting out of this? And is it good for my mental health? Being a content creator sometimes is not good for your mental health. You got to make sure you're taking your breaks, and you're not allowing the things that other people are saying to get inside your head and start believing it, you know? But you definitely, what you put out there is what you're going to receive. Not all the time, because even I can say, being a person who gives motivation and inspiration, positive, support, sharing my story, I get a lot of nasty comments. But I do believe that that comes from unhealed people, people who are miserable and angry or jealous or whatever it is. I had to learn that I can't stop being positive, inspirational, working on my dream, being a better person, being a better woman, being a good leader. I can't stop that because it intimidates other people. I can't stop being strong. I can't stop being consistent and loving and kind just because there are people out there who are unkind or evil or have wicked motives or trying to destroy you or compare or steal your ideas. Don't stop being who you are because of other people. I think that's something that I'm definitely learning more and more as I stay on this app. Learning to be genuine, learning to be real, and giving the real version of myself and not the version of what other people want. Um, and I think that's so important on social media, to put out the real you, put out the real you, put out the aware you, you know make yourself proud. Like when I listen back to some of the things that I say, I'm proud of myself, and I can feel my times where I'm vulnerable, when I'm being open and those things, because my hopes is always that somebody else feels that they're not alone in going through certain things. Um, this life can really make you feel down and distraught and all kinds of things. So I like to be a source to, have conversations for others to feel open and to say, I'm going through that too, or I have been through that, or this is what helped me. I love to hear when people mature. I'm not saying that, oh, yeah, everybody on here is aware. Everybody is on a high level emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially. No, everybody is on different levels and journeys in their life. But what I am referring to is what you put out there. Don't put out things that you're going to later regret. And I know for sure when I first started here on this app, I wasn't giving my best. And I had a really amazing mentor that I had years later after I started on this app. And she always said, if you can't show up looking your best, talking your best, and showing your best you, don't reveal that to the world. Put out your best you. So that's one of the reasons why on this channel I do podcasts, because it's usually really early or really late, or I'm at work or I'm on a break, and I have something that I want to say and I just put it out there. That's one of the reasons why I do, the camera off. But eventually the camera is going to come out when I finally get my office space for my channels. When that comes, then the camera will always be on. But everybody, I want to say that to you all. Make sure you're putting out there in the atmosphere in this life what you actually want back. And I'll say that a lot of times we get back things that is not. We're like, what is happening to me? I know I've said that to myself. Why is all this negativity happening to me? Am I getting all this treatment? Let me be honest, sometimes it could be something that we've done to others, some person that we've hurt. We got to be accountable for all of that. And I'm a real woman. I have no problem with saying I haven't always been the most mature. I haven't always been the most kind. I haven't always been the most aware. I've been gullible. I've been jealous. I've been disrespectful and rude. I've jumped to conclusions. I've made assumptions, and I haven't always said the best things to others, to myself. But I had to forgive myself for that and move forward and say, I know better and I'm going to do better. And it's just an encouragement that we can always do better. We can always do better. We can always be a better woman. We could always be a better man. We could always be better mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles and friends and workmates and neighbors and communities. And if more people would be that way, be better. Like, if you don't have something nice to say, if you don't have something positive to say, if you're not supportive, if you don't like somebody's content, walk away. Walk away. I say that to myself too, because sometimes I click on some content and it's not for me. I don't like it. I click off. But people will put whole long comments, and you should do this and you should do that, and you shouldn't look that way and you shouldn't wear that color, and I don't like this and you shouldn't have said this. See, you know, what I have to say about that is, you can't control what other people do. Those are people who have control issues. You can't control what a person does. You can't control what a person says. You can't control a person's light. If a person wants to be negative or whatever, you can always find negative in everything if you choose that. That's one thing definitely that I learned, is that you can always find negativity. You can always find negativity. It's a boundless amount of things that we could be negative about. But what about being positive? What about looking for the light in others? That's what I'm about. It's not that I I love every single person, but that's what God wants from me. I have to love everybody, but my love also, it is an aware love. That's the difference in my personal growth and my elevation. I love everybody, but I may not like them. I may not like them. There's some people we don't like because of their personality, but my requirement, because when I stand before God, I want to say, I loved everyone, but I didn't like them. I could have done wrong to this and this and this person. I could have thrown this person under the bus. I could have showed receipts and revealed this and backstab and did this, but I didn't. That's the difference. That shows your growth. That shows that you're a mature person. That shows that you know your worth. And really, my heart breaks for so many people because they don't know their own personal worth. They don't know what they deserve. They don't know how to grow. Grow, everybody, grow up. And being an adult doesn't make you grown. I hear people say, grown, they're grown. No, you're not. You don't grow up until you know how to be accountable for your actions. You're not grown until you know how to say you're sorry. You're not grown until you know that what I do is good enough. I don't have to take from somebody else. I don't have to give a false story. I don't have to please other people. I can walk away from people that don't support me, people who are on my side, people that are not good for my mental health. You got to know that about yourself. And people will think because you walk away from them that you're jealous of them. And it's nothing to do with that. It's nothing about jealousy. It's just sometimes you step into that space and maybe at that time they were for you, but you found out things about them, or they acted a certain way that maybe you didn't like, or maybe you probably had someone pull the wool over your eyes. Maybe they were never what you thought they were, and now it's been revealed. So you can walk away from them. That's the point. We all have choices to make when we grow up. And a lot of people do not grow up. People are intimidated by your way of speaking. You are inspirational. They are not used to someone that's genuine and inspiring. Well, thank you, Sirius. I appreciate it. I'm not a person to be like, oh, I'm all of these things, and I'm just myself. I'm just Marlene, and that's it. That's the naysayers. They always have negative feedback. I have no problem with constructive criticism, but rudeness is different. Yeah, I've said that to people. Um, hey, you may want to turn your volume up, or something, but it's something that's going to help them, or something supportive. But if you're just saying something like, "Oh, you shouldn't wear that color because I don't like that color," or your hair, I don't like it. Keep your personal views to yourself. Keep your personal views to yourself, and people don't know how to do that on this app. If it's not going to be kind or nice or supportive of another person, if it's not going to encourage somebody, keep that to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Everybody doesn't have to know that you don't like this or you don't like that, or you don't like a certain individual. Keep it to yourself. We're not on this earth to be liked. We're not on this earth to like every single person, because some people is just not wrapped too tight. I can never say that enough. Some people are not mentally stable. And there's many on this app. Many. Did I say many? I mean many, many people who are mentally ill. Some who are diagnosed, but many who are undiagnosed. And I know it from working in mental health. There's a lot of people on this app, and just the way they talk, how the movements that that they make, the way they talk to other people, how they throw people under the bus, how they switch. from this way to that way, just like that, like the flip of a switch. Hmm. I just raise an eyebrow and I move on. That's not my business. I learned a long time ago that it's not my business to fix other people. It's not my business um, for what other people do with their life, what they choose to do in their real time or with their channel. That's not my business. My business is what I do and who I am. And I always say it's about who you are when you're pressed, it's who you are when somebody does something to you. It's easy to be kind and nice and sweet and, you know, be a person of faith when someone is good to us. But what about when a person isn't? What about when somebody gets on your nerves, or they're rude or demanding, condescending, putting you down? What about that? Who are you then? Who are you when it's hard? When it's hard to show your faith, when you've had a bad day, when you're tired, when you're going through something in your personal life, who are you? I always say that when you're tired, just like right now, I'm tired. Sometimes you're not in the best mood. How do you treat people then? Hmm. I always say you find out who people are. It doesn't take a long period of time to find out who people really are. It really doesn't take a long period of time. But when people show you who they are, believe them. Because people are going to put out there who they are. They will. People will put out there who they are. So you got to pay attention to all of that. You got to put out good things. You got to put out positive things if you want to receive them back. Not saying that every you put out good and it's only good going to come to you. No, because this life has stress and problems and difficulties and evil people. You still have to live in this life. You do. You got to live in this life. And this life comes with stress. It really does. A lot of it. A lot of stress. A lot of problems. A lot of pain. A lot of hurt. A lot of sadness. But you can't let other people get you down. You can't let other people change you. And that's something that really makes me sad is when you think somebody is a certain way and they'll put on for a really long time, they'll put up this whole like I'm this way, and then one day, like Sirius says, the mask falls off and you're like, wow, so you've been putting up this front for all this time. I always say, isn't it exhausting to keep up an act? Isn't it exhausting to be fake? I don't understand that. Hey, Des, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Monday. I always say, isn't it exhausting to be fake? And if everybody has not hit the like, can you hit the like, please? I always say, isn't it exhausting to be fake? I don't understand that. Like, how people can be like acting one way for a long period of time, and then one day it's like, boom. And you're looking at them like, who is this? Who is this evil person in front of me? And like all the pain and the deceit, people paint themselves as one, like a whole different character, a whole different person. And there are some people, they are just some good actors. Mm. I always say some people, they should win an Emmy for their performance. They're so good at being an actor. They don't know how to be real. I think some people don't even know who they are. There's so many people that are so confused. They don't know how to be nice to anybody. They don't know how to be kind. I feel sorry for those people. I always say, like, Man, and those are people who have kids, they have siblings, they work. If it's that way on this app of YouTube, how are these people in real time? How are they in real time? Are they are they even worse in real time, or are they something completely opposite? Just like I said earlier, there's a lot of people who come on this app and they're like all this all this drama and all of this, and then when you meet them in real time, they're they're scary. They're scary. They would never say anything, they would never do anything. It's just a persona, a character that they've made and put out there, like they're so big and bad and tough, and that's not even them. And I'm just like, please, please, everybody, just be yourself. You don't have to be this tough guy, this tough girl, this bad chick, bad dude. No, just be your authentic self. And put out good things out there. Back a long time ago, I know I'm aging myself, but whatever. Back a long time ago, back in the 80s and early 90s, you used to see people would go out and do, you know, kind things, volunteer at animal shelters, nursing homes, do things for children at the children hospital. I'm not saying you do it and show it here on this app of YouTube, but what are you putting out there? What good what good are you putting out there? I always say that, it doesn't have to be in big deeds that you show that you're a good person, but when's the last time you did something nice, like just being a nice and kind woman or a nice and kind man, opening the door for somebody, smiling at somebody, saying hello. But mm, I digress. Yes, you agree. Thank you so much for sharing, Des. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Destiny. So much fake and phony people. And it's on this app, and I can say too, and it's also in real life in real time. Having a channel, it's like you're I'm putting out all of this in the atmosphere, right? But you're doing all of this stuff, but your same relative, they'll never support you, but they're always talking about they got your back and they love you. But something as simple as supporting, subscribing to your channel, watching your videos. But I'm telling you, you wait for the moment you blow up. Then they're going to be coming around and saying, that's my cousin, that's my sister, that's this, that's my best friend. No, I don't want you then. I don't want people to come around when things are good. I always say that. I only care about people that have been there in my growing pains, when I didn't have much, when I wasn't the best person. Just like I said, I appreciate my friends that have been there when I was the jealous friend, when I was the whatever, the immature one, and wanted to pout, and they were still there like, girl, you need to stop that. If you feel a certain way, you need to talk to me about it. Those are the people that I appreciate in real time, that they're not just going to be like, they're upset with me or they don't like something I'm doing. They're willing to call me out and to say, you got to stop that. You're a good person, but you got to stop being like that. And that's that's a real friend. That's a real loved one. That's somebody who is your friend or who really cares about you. They want to see you grow up. They want you to put out better. They want you to be happy. They want you to leave toxic relationships. They don't want to see you get used. Hmm. Yeah, it is very exhausting. But when you are a bully, you learn how to manipulate people and be unconcerned about it. Yeah, very unconcerned. And it is exhausting, serious. And this app can be very exhausting as well. What they allow people to do to others and stopping the channel from excelling. Yes, I say that all the time, Destiny. I see certain things on certain channels, people getting away with things, but you know what I always say is everything is a matter of time. People may get away with things for a little while, but I do believe with everything in me that it's a matter of time before it's going to be revealed, before things will come to an end, before people find out who people really are. Everything is a matter of time before it will end. Everything has a time period, just like life, just like in real time, getting to know people. Maybe in the beginning, people will fake and be fake and be a character, and they put up this act, and you don't know who they are because that's who they portray themselves to be. So you just go along with it. But then eventually you find out who they are and you leave them alone and you move on. And when you move on, you don't have to keep going back and say, oh, and they did this. No, just leave them alone and move on and find yourself better people in your circle, because there's so many good people out there. There's so many people who will support you. There's so many people who will love you. There's so many people who will love you. You don't have to hold on to people who don't care about you. When you release them, when you trust the process, when you trust the spirit, it's going to give you somebody way better than the people that you were holding on to. So whoever needs to hear this message, don't hold on to people who are toxic. Release them so that you can have people in your life that's going to love you, be a great friend, support you. You're going to have fun with them. They're going to teach you things. You're going to learn. You're going to grow as a human being. Those are the people you got to keep in your life. For real. Marlene, I've learned a hard lesson about family not supporting you. When you're doing good, they talk badly about you. When you're doing bad, they they have all those words on how you should do better. Mm. And serious, that hurts so bad. It hurts so bad when you're in a not in the best space. Not that you've hit rock bottom, but sometimes you just feel discouraged. Sometimes you're dealing with health problems. Sometimes you're just going through so much in your real life, just trying to make it, pay bills, take care of your mental health, that you just aren't in a good space. And that's always when people come with their foolishness. People always come with their foolishness when you're in your darkest hour. Always. Trust and believe, that's one thing about life. People are always going to come in your darkest times. When you need some support, that's when they're going to come and pour some salt in your wound. But that's when you're going to find out who people are, and that's who you're going to find out who you need to separate from. You will find out who you need to leave alone in those times. So when you elevate, those people will drop off. And I'm telling you, when they drop off, they're going to be so sorry. They will be so sorry. I've had people who, when I was the person before I matured and grew up and became accountable, that left me alone because they thought that's who I would always be. But they don't know one thing that people don't know. And I know I'm going to talk to somebody on this message. One thing that people don't know when you're working on your inside. People don't know the elevation. People don't know what the Spirit has for your life. People don't know what God has for you. That's one thing people don't know. They think they know you. People pass judgments, they make assumptions. And just because you may be down for a little while, or just because you may not be somebody, that they think is going to do these wonderful and great things in this life, that doesn't mean that God hasn't put that over you. One thing I know about God is going to do what he wants to do. And I always say, let God have his way in your life. And nobody has the right to tell you how that's going to go. That's one thing I know for sure. God knows who and what he wants to do and reveal and work on inside of you. He knows. He knows who to trust too. Hey, Liz, how are you doing? Welcome. He knows. God knows. He knows you. He knows me. He knows what we want. He knows our heart. He knows what we're dealing with and going through. So whoever needs to hear it, he knows what you're going through. He knows our pain. He knows our difficulty. He knows when we're tired. He knows when we're stressed out. He knows when we just want to throw in the towel, but don't give up and give in. That's what other people want. There are so many people out there right now who are looking at you and watching you, and they want you to fail. And it's not who you think it is. It's the people who are right in front of your face. People who I call them frenemies. They pretend to be your friend in your face, but behind your back, they're talking about you. They want you to fail. They're waiting for your demise. They're waiting. It's always the ones that you never think to be. It's the ones who you never, ever would guess. And you'd be like, whoa, when it gets revealed to you, when that spotlight comes on them, and you're like, wow, okay. And I ain't going to lie to y'all. It hurts. That thing hurts so bad when someone backstabs you like that. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let them go. Leave them alone. That means they weren't the right ones. They didn't deserve to be there. They didn't deserve to be there, and they don't deserve you. It's a lot of people who don't deserve us. And we have to stop downplaying our power, downplaying our worth, letting people use us. Stop telling people your business. Go silent on people. Handle your business and do things. Show people what you're doing. Don't tell them. Show them. When they see that, they say, oh, that's what they're doing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Everybody getting your purpose, getting your purpose and your plan for your life. Don't let anybody tell you that you're nobody when you are somebody. Okay? You are somebody, everybody. You are somebody. Okay? And don't let nobody tell you any different. Know your worth, everybody. So don't let, I just came on here real quick because I wanted to say this, put out what you want to receive. And I get it. You're not always going to get back what you put out there. But when you put out more good, you're going to have those people, and they're going to stand in the gap for you when you have your low moments. They're going to stand in the gap. They're going to support you. They're going to hold you up. They're going to hold you down. And it's not always the ones that you think are going to hold you down that will. It's the ones that you will never believe that will show up and show out for you. We don't always need the ones that we think in our hardest times. As long as you have the right people at the right time, that's all that matters. Forget about the negative people. Forget about the naysayers and the haters and the drama people forget them. You be you. You know your struggle. You know what you're dealing with. You know what you're going through. And that's what's important in this life. Stay, stay real. Stay real, stay true, and be you. Be real. It's a lot of people who don't know anything about being real. But all I give over here is the real talk and the real conversation. That's what we do over here. Supporting your mind and saying things that need to be said, having those conversations that need to be had. Like, I'm not afraid to say, I didn't always do the right thing, that I wasn't always the most supportive. Yes, I have been that jealous person, jealous of other people for what they have, but it's because I didn't know me or love me yet. And I'm woman enough to say that. I didn't know me at those times. But now I'm in a different space in my life where now I can reach back and say to somebody who is in that space that's jealous and negative, it's okay. You can love yourself. You don't have to be jealous of what another person has. Stay in your lane, stay focused, know your power, know your worth, work on you, take care of your own business, and keep your eyes off other people's business. Because my no, because I know for sure ain't nobody paying no light, water, anything over here. Ain't nobody buying groceries over here for the Marlene Saunders show. Nobody. So I'm gonna handle mine. So you handle yours. To all you chat family, keep your head all the way up and let the naysayers, the haters, let them talk. And you just do you and be you. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Sirius. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. That's right, Sirius. Not one single bill. So leave them alone. Let them think what they want to. But you just keep putting out good in the atmosphere. Like I said, what goes around comes around. You give respect and you get respect. And those who disrespect you, block them. Block them. Don't talk to them. Don't tell them your business. Don't go around them. Don't be phony. You know, put out the true. Put out the true. Okay? Yeah. Not paying nothing. Let them be fake. That's right, Liz. Let them be fake. Let them be who they are. I always say when people show you who they are, believe them. What does Maya Angelou say that? And believe them the first time. Don't say, oh, maybe it was me. Maybe they were having a bad day. Let's not make excuses for people not doing what they need to do. Let them do what they do and then leave them alone. And then you let them be themselves and you go and be you. You go and be phenomenal. You go and grow up and respect yourself. Pour into yourself, work on you, go after your goals and your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do anything, because you can. We have the ability to live an amazing life, but it's all our choice. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow. I think I'm going to keep at the same time of probably 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Friday. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not hit the like on the way in, hit the like on the way out. And those in the replay, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I really appreciate each and every one of you for supporting me and supporting this channel. We're coming up on 800 subscribers. I got about 33 subscribers to go before the giveaway. So if you have not subscribed, subscribe. And if you have a social media account, please share this out. I feel like this is a good message for many people to get. Yeah, all of that. Yes. Everyone have a blessed day. Have a great day to everybody. Be yourself. Be real. You know, the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real conversations, real talk, and you're welcome to it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.